What's up guys, this is Burn144 here, and today I'm making a different type of video today. Today I'm actually going to go over some of the patch notes and just my opinion and overall outlook of what's happening in Marvel Rivals. Without further ado, let's get started. So if you're not aware, Wolverine received an update today that nerfed his current attack power along with his new team for the Phoenix. I'll put that on the screen now. Here we go. Time to temper Logan's rage slightly and reduce his survivability, decreasing his Berserker Claw Strike from 4.5 to 3.5 of his range, and then decreasing the cooldown from 10 seconds to 12 seconds, and then Primal Fair, they reduced that from 33%, excuse me, to 25%. Therefore nerfing his ability to really heal and deal damage and heal constantly. I think this is stupid because this literally has been out less than a week and they're already nerfing it. And it's like Marvel Rivals has a habit of just nerfing the same characters in the same rotation over and over again. It was the same way with a bunch of characters, to be a fact, and I am going to jump on that topic next. It disgusts me how certain heroes just get favoritism, especially for the certain playing styles that people adapt to in this game. Characters like Scarlet Witch, Squirrel Girl, Cloak and Dagger, Penny Parker, Black Panther, Namor, and a few more characters. But like, at the same time, they nerfed the same characters into the ground. They nerfed Jeff so bad that they had to rework him to where he can't do damage anymore. They nerfed Magneto and Doctor Strange repetitively, then buffed them again in a rotation to mainly their survivability. Then you take all their kits away from them, and then you give these other characters who really don't even need much of an upgrade just get stronger and just become so much big of a problem. This season's biggest problem so far was probably Black Panther and Penny Parker, because no one wants to deal with those fucking drones, and Black Panther just speed blitzes everybody like he's Quicksilver. It's just beyond annoying. I mean, just look at this. He's already annoying enough to hit as is because he can just dip in and out easily, and then he can just maneuver in and just speed blitz you in less than a second. Yet characters like Wolverine are overpowered. Okay, NetEase, we see what you're doing here. You're clearly playing favorites. I'm not a fan of the developers or the balance and combating team. It's bad enough to look at his big ass forehead every time there's a fucking presentation and just hope to God he does something right for this fucking game, but I'm not confident in it. Fucking, I don't know who the I don't know who the head lead of the balancing team is for Marvel Rivals. I'll just put his name on the screen just so I can fucking do it, or just put his image. I'll put his name or image on the screen because I know he has a big ass forehead, but yeah, this shit is not balanced at all. I feel like this is just pure favoritism when it comes to certain characters, or just appealing to a certain part of the audience instead of the majority of what the game needs, realistically. Another thing I want to talk about is healers. Healing does a lot for the entire game. Teams can't live without them, especially if 2 or 3 healers, they just can't really have any way to survive, because my thing is, with every healer, they have their own way to either defend themselves or get away. Jeff used to be able to do the moderate damage and be able to run away if he got bit off more than he can chew. Adam Warlock could resurrect himself. Cloak and Dagger can just vanish or run away, and they don't even have to aim to get their kills. And then Loki can just disappear and just run away. My thing is, every healer had a chance to defend themselves or back away to get themselves out of danger, because a hero is virtually defenseless against any other class such as Vanguard, Duelist, or Tank, because they have no way to defend themselves. There's nothing wrong with a character being able to take on one character by themselves, but this shouldn't be, just because you're this class doesn't mean you shouldn't have any chance. Otherwise you're just going to get melted instantaneously. And like, there's nothing wrong with a hero being able to defend themselves. Characters like Rocket still have ways to defend themselves because he can just shred tanks. But my thing is that like, when you want to try to give a hero a chance to get into a fight, and because you're not allowed to do damage, and how are you're supposed to get MVP, because the game doesn't reward you for healing. It rewards you for damage and healing. So literally, not every character can do both. And so literally it just makes it hard to do that. And then because you have to focus on both, and your team has to focus on keeping your team alive, there's not much you can do about that. So you never do get MVP. Is what gave every MVP a chance. Like, how frequently do you see a healer get get MVP. And I'm not talking about Cloak and Dagger, Jeff, Invisible Woman, or Loki. Like, just how often do you see a Mantis get MVP or any of these characters who aren't as used as frequently? I want you to think about that for a second, and then just put that together with the meta behind this game, because you have your team so quickly to rush in and get themselves killed, especially in ranked and platinum. There's nothing you can do about it. Just hey, heal me when your team just constantly runs into danger and just gets dealt damage faster than you can heal them. And then when there's no one else standing and you have to fight anyone else in front of you, if they're not hurt already, then you have a low chance of winning that fight. And what makes that worse is, even if you do your job as a healer, you usually get less of a RP game at the end of the fucking at the end of every match than everyone else. Yes, everyone has a role to play, but at the same time, the healer role is just underlooked. I play DPS, I play healer, I'm trying to play Vanguard this season, and I've been constantly running back and forth between that and Duelist. And I can say for a fact that even if you do your job perfectly, you still just get very little appreciation, if not from your team, from the game itself. Like, you keep everyone alive, and yet literally you get very little for it, because no team has won without 0 healers, even if some of those teams can either generate their own health or constantly hide behind shields. The biggest thing that gets me about this game is damage balancing. Characters like Hela, Squirrel Girl, Phoenix, if you bunch up, Black Widow, and Hawkeye can have the ability to one-shot you. Now, Hawkeye, I can see that having a little bit of skill, despite the fact of how much they had to buff him again to make him playable again. But everyone else, that just seems a bit far-fetched, because this game is nothing but repetitive, right? Everyone says it's an Overwatch clone. I think it's much more than that, but I feel like if this game is one thing, it's repetitive. Multiple characters have the ability to do so much damage in so little time. I know this season Squirrel Girl has the ability to do 400 damage with their new team up. Hela could always just two-shot people, and Phoenix can just take out a whole crowd if they bunch up, which is crazy too, because every season they give a character that can bunch up, and then they take a character that can't bunch up. My thing is like, you're not even always taking skill into accountability here, because as bad as the fucking matchmaking is in this game, you could lose to these characters not because you played poorly, not because of the fact that, hey, you picked a fight you couldn't win. You're losing because of the game's meta. And I feel like that's just one-sided, because literally there's been so many times where I've clearly outplayed a character and I played my role perfectly, and then a fight I should have won, I should have easily ended that character, but because they have this one ability or this one mechanic, and not saying there's anything wrong with that, it's just because the meta behind this character was just developed in such an odd or unbalanced way, they can just win this thing of a get out of jail free card, and it's just annoying. That's just my take on season 3. I just think it's just not going to be anything exciting this season. It's going to be more annoying and a lot more repetitive, like season 2.5, but we'll see what happens as the season progresses along. I know there's still a lot yet to come in season 3, but I'm not confident it's going to do well. This season so far is nothing but painful to me and just repetitive so far to the prior metas from season 2.5, but maybe there's more to come. I mean, season 3.5, we're getting Blade, and the remainder of the season, we're going to find more into Clintar, plus the new events since the skins are out, so we'll see what happens then. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you enjoyed, like and subscribe, and you leave a comment, and tell me what you think about the current Marvel Rivals balancing system. I'm not a fan of it, realistically, as I clearly have stated, but I hope that if you having a positive experience, I hope you enjoyed the season. If you enjoyed, leave a like, leave a comment. Talk to you guys later, man.